Okay, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a while, so I'm hoping it goes well and the stream doesn't like drop off or lag or anything, because you guys know where I've been lately live streaming. But I wanted to give you guys some love. Let me retweet that I'm live. YouTube in a while. Okay. There we go. Hi, just so you guys know, as per usual, you guys can always buy candles and soap at Reidstreet soap. This is the Coffee Brick Coffee candle, and there are a lot of other options too. This one has been, I would say these two have been my favorite. The What Are the Oranges For and the Coffee Brick Coffee candle. How was your weekend? It hasn't even started yet. Hello, Brittany. Much love from India. I don't need that, thank you. But thank you for offering. The boobs stay inside the shirt today. 8 minutes late. Was I actually still late? Oh my god, I was. I didn't even realize it. Your hair is on point today. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, so I noticed there was a complaint, and I don't know if it's just people on what, I don't know. So sometimes if I get excited about things, my volume goes up because I'm genuinely just so, what's the word, like appalled by what's going on. I'm in such disbelief that I have to start chimping out. And people start getting uppity with me. Like, first off, that's my job to get uppity. Second off, I mean, they're not wrong, right? Like, sometimes I'm editing, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I was a little loud. But it's at the same time, if you're gonna complain that I'm being loud, like, I think the joke's on you for clicking on a black woman's stream and then expecting quiet silence. Like, I don't understand. You click on a black woman's stream and you expect me to be quiet? I'm just saying. So, not really. Real talk, is Jarrett in chat right now? Well, he could be. He's super chatted before, if you guys remember. Some people caught on to that. Brittany, you look really skinny and black lately. This isn't really my skinniest outfit, but it's laundry day, so, you know, get what you get. Thank you, Into the Dabbleverse 199. Go on Kevin Brennan's podcast, MLC, talk Chrissy Keanu. Thank you for the 199. I'll think about it. I haven't really been going on people's shows. So the first show I went on since coming back to YouTube was actually Yellow Flashes, I believe. Then it was Simpcast. So it's not really that often that I go on people's shows. I have to kind of be in the mood for it. In general. Coffee Cat, thank you for the $2 super chat. Tell him, Queen. I should honestly, I wonder if people are in the kick chat. But yeah, I can't, it sucks. I can't be as unfiltered on here, but I do wanna say hi on here, because there are always going to be some people, because obviously over the years, like, I've gotten banned a lot. I've had to switch platforms a lot, and so people are probably not too happy about having to go on Kick to watch me, but I'm doing this stream for them. So if you guys don't show up here, then I'm going back so I can drop N-word bombs. All right, because right now I'm on a leash on here. Tell him, Queen. Exactly, Coffee Cat. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, I already addressed some of the stuff you guys were talking about on the last Kick stream and on Twitter. But anyway, that may or may not cause burps. That's not going to stop me from drinking sparkling water. I love sparkling water because I can't drink soda. That's my version of it. By the way, I'm on YouTube, and I'm not trying to attack anyone because I obviously did this as well. But have you guys noticed that on YouTube, every thumbnail now has red text on it? The red text thumbnails. And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's psychological because it just pops out to people the most and gets the most views. And I first noticed it with Tim Pool's thumbnails, and then I think with AI, maybe there's some favoritism toward red text. So as a result, because YouTube seems to promote AI thumbnails more, that now every thumbnail is a bunch of red text. Like, let me see if it comes up when I just pull up my feed to show you guys what I mean. Because obviously this one has red text too. But you'll notice there's like there's a McTheme going on here. Right? A little bit of a McThumbnail going on in the YouTube meta right now. Yellow and red. Right? Right? We got some blue over here. Don't you guys remember at one point you could categorize thumbnails by color? Do you remember how they did that really briefly? Maybe that's why. You see how it's like it changes color category every time I scroll down? That's so strange. Maybe they were testing for which colors were the best and now you get promoted based on that. That's my theory right now. I could be wrong, but I think there's got to be something to it. Either it's psychological or the AI favors it, or maybe it favors in making it, whatever. I only clicked on this because there's red text. Yeah, I'm sure. You got to psychologically torture your viewers. You have to make sure that you constantly have flashing lights in their face like this so that they stay. In fact, I should go turn the disco ball on to make sure you guys stay in your seats. It's a well-known psychological ploy. Well, there's definitely, red's supposed to make you hungry, for example. So there's definitely a cause and effect with colors, but I'm trying to figure out exactly why red is so favored right now in the algorithm. Does Kik have a like button? I don't think so. They just have, like, you could send people kicks. Red and yellow stand out. The most yellow seems to originate from the gaming sphere. I associate it definitely with comic books. Like, you think, like, Star Wars. Or at least I do. Alright. By the way, completely random, but so have you guys noticed that obviously your taste in things like clothes will change as you age? But for me, I noticed, I wasn't expecting this one. I noticed my taste in alcohol changed. I used to love tequila. I was the biggest fan of tequila. And I'm still sitting here like, yeah, I love tequila. And then, like, I went to go taste it again. And mind you, this was good tequila. It was smooth. It was objectively good tequila. There's no after you take the shot. And I was like, I don't think I really like this that much anymore. And that's crazy for me because it used to be my favorite. Now I'm like, maybe it's just as you get older, alcohol slowly becomes less appealing. You see lots of yellow in your feed? Well, what type of videos are in your feed? Oh, a lot of you don't drink alcohol. That's good. Too sweet? Yeah. That was part of the reason, actually. I was like, it's a little bit sweeter than I remember. Not a fan of sweet alcohol anyway. The lighter color makes your eyes sparkling. Was it dark because of migraines? Yeah. On days where I feel more sensitive, I make the lighting darker. I'm actually, like, feeling a little bit of it now, but if I put glasses on, it's gonna make my outfit ugly. So I'll just go blind. It's okay. I'm gonna pull this up. So the Asmongold stuff, I see it making its rounds on Twitter. It started out with this photo, and this photo has been going around. I wish I had the bigger version of it, and zooming in doesn't really help, but this photo has been going around with this guy. They were a couple. I don't know if they're still together, but they're two people, and people were saying, why is the guy so much better looking than the woman? And there were even tweets like this one from Brian saying, it's such a difference that makeup should be illegal. Because this is what she looks like with makeup on, and this is what she looks like without makeup on. And just to say this really quick, I get that she's wearing really big lashes, but as a woman, I look at this and I'm like, she looks pretty much the same. It just looks like a girl that put on some lashes to me. And call me crazy, but I think she's a case where she's actually prettier without it. And I still think, by the way, I think she still does have some makeup on here. It looks like either she must have thick lashes or she tight-lined it. It looks like there's eyeliner here and maybe some eyeshadow. It doesn't look completely makeupless to me, but it's certainly less than over here. And it's like, everyone's like, whoa, this is so jarring. And to me, it's not. It just looks like she's wearing bad makeup. Like, to me, this is too much. The lashes are too big, the eyebrows are too dark, they're too thick. I actually don't like it. I like her better without it. So that's the first thing. I don't know, I guess guys have a preference for this, for the lashes and everything, and thicker eyebrows and all that. But in any case, the point is that people are saying the girl is less attractive than the guy by a significant amount. And I think part of it is that they're not really the same, like they're not just the sexual dimorphic versions of each other. Like she has brown eyes and he has blue eyes. They're two different kinds of looks that they have. Like she looks like she could be Hispanic and he looks like he could be Nordic, right? So I don't even think it's a fair compare. They're not even really like, they don't look the same. I think a fair comparison would be if you got a girl that also had blue eyes and, you know, straight hair, so at least looks similar in comparison. She has straight hair, obviously, but the hair color doesn't matter so much. That's why I said that. So, for example, let me walk you guys through this. If I pulled up Alexandria Daddario, you guys know her. She's the woman who always goes viral for her very big blue eyes. She kind of looks like a vampire, and she's very beautiful. I'm gonna try to pull an image up of her. It's taking a minute to load, but this is her, right? She has these big blue eyes. She has fair skin, dark straight hair. More of a similar look to this guy, wouldn't you say? Right? You wouldn't say that this is jarring. You wouldn't be like, oh, men are so much better looking than women if you had her next to him. And she consistently looks good. It's not just angles or makeup. I have seen, listen, I was so captured by her beauty. I was like, I need to know what she looks like without makeup. And she still looks just as pretty without makeup. She had it on her YouTube. And her eyes look just as pretty. Like, obviously you could see, oh, she doesn't have eyeliner on and such. But we pull it up here. It's taking a minute to load. You'll see what I'm talking about. So yeah, there's a little bit less contrast, but she's still, and it's an awkward frame. Obviously it's in middle of a YouTube frame, but you know, she's beautiful. She's still a beautiful woman, even without the contrast. So I think if you took someone like this and you put her next to him, nobody would be like, wow, that's jarring. It's because it's closer to the same look. So that's the first issue I have with this. I think it's a false equivalency. I don't think it's equal. So then I saw that Asmongold responded to this, and it was making its rounds. And it shows underneath a picture of a colorful duck and then a picture of a more muted, neutral colored duck to symbolize that, you know, the one with all these rainbow colors and has more visual interest is the male, and the female has less going on. And they're trying to say that women have to wear makeup because of that. That's what people are trying to say. So then Asmongold responds to this. And he says, men are naturally more attractive than women on average. That's why women need makeup. This isn't me being gay, pause. It's science. And what is the science, you might ask? Greek statues dedicated to the peak aesthetic form? Overwhelmingly men. Now I want to know how that's scientific. What do you mean the Greek statues in peak aesthetic form are male? That sounds like a personal opinion. That sounds like you saying that you find the male ones better looking. Because I'm over here, you know, I have a couple of Greek statues in my other room, and they're both women. And you ever see those Greek statues where, like, I don't know if I can show it, but it'll be, they have clothes on, and then it looks like, and it's made of marble, so this is incredibly hard to do, but they have the clothes on, it looks transparent on the woman, and it's like the nipples peek through, and it looks like she's almost nude, but it's clothes on, and it's very difficult to do that with marble, so it's very impressive, and that's aesthetic. So that's what I think of when I think of Greek statues. I don't think of necessarily only men. I think most people would see that Greek statue of a woman and be like, wow, what amazing artistry. Let me see if I can find the one I'm talking about. Oh my God, Siri, shut up. But I don't know what he means by this, that its peak form is male form. I don't know if I can show this. I don't want the AI moderator to get me. But you guys have seen it before. You guys know what I mean. And he also says, look at a peacock or a cardinal. So this is also a part of the science. Male versus female. Females get mogged. I understand that in the animal kingdom, a lot of the time, the males are more flashy to attract the females. But you have to understand, from my point of view, I'm reading this, right? Meanwhile, my entire last, I don't know how many years online, I see guys talking about the 80-20 rule. So to me, that feels contradictory. Not that Asmongold is claiming the 80-20 rule to be real or true, but I see so many people online saying that, oh, women, 80% of women are only going for 20% of the men. And if that's the case, wouldn't you think it'd be a little more than 20% if the men were supposedly better looking than women on average? You know, why are they going for the 20%? And people will like to say, oh, well, it's because also power and success. And yes, some women are attracted to that, like Ashley St. Clair, as we went over in the last video, right? But you have to also understand, I'm a woman scrolling TikTok, and the number 2 complaint that I see from women, outside of just men not having the problem-solving skill that they would like, or the emotional, what's the word? They don't have like the emotional intelligence that the women want. The other complaint I see, aside from that one, from women so often is that men are not attractive enough. That they see beautiful women around all the time, but it's so rare that attractive men actually appear in real life. And I have to say, like, that has also been my experience as well. I think that, could it be due to makeup as well? Yeah, I'm sure makeup helps, but I don't think that that means automatically that there's more attractive men. Because if that were true, then how is the 80-20 rule also supposedly true, which is based on some like old ass, like not even around anymore, it's deleted, OkCupid study that wasn't even a good study when you look into it with the participants and how they measured things if you actually read it. And that's something we went over before, long time ago. But yeah, I don't think that this proves that men are automatically mogging women. I think another thing to prove my case here is that if that's true, then why is looks maxing such a big movement with men? And I think part of that is the sentiment that women have that men aren't taking care of themselves enough, and therefore there's less attractive men to go around, right? So I think the looks maxing movement is a response to women wanting more attractive men and prioritizing that over other things that they look for in men. I think nowadays women will pick Chad Thundercock over a guy who has like a 200K a year job. I think that's just how it is now, because women have independence and they make their own money. So now they're marrying more for love and looks. They have more of an opportunity to do that. Doesn't mean statistically that's what they do, but it means that now there's more of a trend and there's more opportunity and chance to do that. And women are the ones that are going to college more and owning homes more, and there's uptrend, etc. I haven't seen people dispute these things. And I also think that that's why there's a trend as well with younger guys dating like zillennial women as well. It's partially because the women are prioritizing attractiveness. It's not to say that older men can't be attractive, but I think the meta shifted a bit, and I think men are responding to that with having to looks max. I don't think it's out of nowhere. So that's really my take on that. I think this is not a fair comparison between the two. Get Alexandra Daddario on there, and it's a more fair comparison of the same type of look. And I think women do want more attractive men, and men started taking care of themselves more to meet that need. But I will say, the one point I will give is that I noticed men will have better, for example, eyelashes because they have like more body hair in general. So men tend to have really nice eyelashes, and they tend to have better skin while using like no products. Like men will use like a 5-in-1 and have nice skin sometimes, and it's, at least in their early 20s, and they'll be like, yeah, you know, I just look like that. So I can say that that's true, but that does not make these two equal. And I don't think men are randomly looks maxing. And I do think men have better eyelashes and better skin because it's hormonal. Men have stable hormones. Like, they wake up every day and it's the same cycle. Versus for women, you know, we could like lose 2 points in our attractiveness depending where we are on our cycle too. It affects how we look. The amount of estrogen we get. We have a monthly cycle. You guys have a daily one. So that's how I feel about it. It's really, it doesn't even fucking matter. It's just gender war slap. Who fucking cares, right? But if you're still on the side, you're like, you know what, Brittany, I don't think what Asmongold said is him and his personal opinion, with him saying that male Greek statues are better looking than female ones. Well, then I ask you, why did Nick Fuentes, the gayest political commentator alive, say that he agrees? If I didn't sell you before, this should sell you now. That Nick Fuentes agrees that male statues are more aesthetic than female statues, and how men are better looking. So I'll let you decide after that. All right, let me catch up on the super chats.
Can we have a topical comparison, like say, a look at Chrissy and her husband?
I don't have much to say about that. But thank you.
Women are God's
Vibe.
most beautiful creation.
Actually, that's gay. But thank you, Ellie9000.
The lighting is flat and blows out her features.
Yeah, it is very flat lighting for sure, and I don't think it benefits her with her coloration in that lighting. But in any case, I still don't think it's the same type of beauty that they're comparing. Jefferson C posts $2. Oh yeah, I read that one, sorry. Whoops.
The lighting is flat and blows out her features.
Actual Justice Warrior super chat at $10.
Brittany, I can't believe you ate the top layer of the cake just to poison yourself. Also, while I've heard of the tradition, my wedding bakery gave us a certificate to remake our top layer a year later.
Oh, that's a way smarter way of doing it. But you too can destroy your own cake topper with the Cake Destroyer candle at Reidstreet soap. So if you want to destroy your own chocolatey scented candle, I think it's chocolatey, you can do so. But thank you. This dude isn't good looking. That dude isn't good looking. I'm not gonna even dispute the semantics. Fuck it. Optical K9, thank you so much for sending 10 gifted subs. Wow, I guess the YouTuber side of live streaming likes me more than Kick. This soap does look sick. Thank you. There are entire industries to make women look better that men don't have. Yet you see men looks maxing now, right? So I'm sure that industry is going to expand more as there's more need for that. And also, it's because women are more insecure. And I say that because women are valued more based, like society. This isn't to say that it contradicts what I said before, but society, like if you have a woman that's really hot and she's also, let's say, I don't know, like what's a good job that's not a red flag? It's kind of hard to think of one, like a six-figure job that's not a red flag for a woman. I don't know. Let's say she's a fucking Amazon reseller. I don't know. All right, she has an okay, you know, she's not a female lawyer, she's not a female doctor, right? She makes good money, and it's a job that requires her to have some competency. And she's also a beautiful woman, right? She goes out in the world, she's not gonna really be valued by her job. Like she's an accountant, she's not gonna really be valued by her job by people. She's going to socially be more valued by her looks as a beautiful woman. People, they don't really care for the other details. If you're already a beautiful woman, it's like someone who really values depth would appreciate that, but generally, socially, they're going to value the looks more and focus on that more. So in addition to that, I'm thinking of this reel I saw, and it was a person going around asking people, when did they first start feeling insecure? Can they recall a time where they first felt insecure? And obviously, you know, of course, they can curate these interviews to make it look a certain way, whatever. But it still had an impact to me watching it. And they interviewed the guys, and the guys were like, nah, I'm not really insecure. I'm alright. I'm an alright guy. And they would ask like, oh, wait, what was something that someone ever said to you? Do you remember your first memory of feeling insulted about your body or insecure? And the guys were like, not really. And then they would go to the women, and the women would be like, yeah, I was 7 years old, and this 30-year-old guy told me that I had no tits. And they would just be super specific, and all the women had answers. They all had answers ready about why they were insecure about their bodies and when they first became insecure and what they were insecure about. So there definitely is something to that with how women are socially valued for their looks and how they're valued even if they are beautiful and they have depth to them. Like if whether they're actually skilled at something, competent or funny, no matter what, their body and beauty seems to take attention first. Would guys admit that they're insecure though? I mean, they of course either party could be lying. But I'm just sharing my thoughts with that. I feel personally attacked. My wife has an accounting degree and is an attorney, and now she's using me for looks. Wow. Well, it is how it is. They 100% are lying. Do you think that the women should start lying too, if that were the case? Anyway, gender war discourse gets really dumb sometimes. Most times, actually. But yeah, also, I don't agree with the sentiment that makeup should be illegal. Like, I see this sentiment going around a lot. How we should make it illegal, we should criminalize makeup. And it's like, why? Because women look different without makeup? And if they do, right? In which cases that they do, who is it hurting? Like, why does it matter? Unless you are personally fucking the woman, or you're her, like, you're someone who matters in her, like, you're her boss, you're her husband, you're the father, you have a stake in the woman. I don't really see why it matters if they're putting on clown makeup. Like, yeah, of course, you guys, we can all laugh at it. I'll laugh at it too if the makeup looks bad. I called out her eyebrows and her eyelashes, right? I thought it didn't look good. But it's so dramatic. It's so, like, it's too feminine for me. Like, we need to make makeup illegal because your pee-pee didn't get hard. That's why we need to make it illegal. Like, are you dating her? Are you fucking her? Do you have a stake in her at all? It's a little strange to me. I would be concerned if I were dating someone they were that worried about other women like that. How would you even enforce that? I don't know. They want fucking Sharia law over make, and that's the thing. They don't even recognize it as a skill. Like, do you guys understand applying makeup, especially if you have difficult features to work with? Like, my face is not easy to work with for makeup at all. I have wide set eyes that are almond shaped and hooded. Like, that is a death sentence for makeup. Like, doing eyeliner is difficult. It is not beginner friendly. Like, I have weird shaped lips. I can't just like perfectly line them. It actually takes skill. It actually takes research to be able to do makeup. How to get makeup that doesn't like just peel off your face when you layer like your sunscreen with your moisturizer and then your concealer. It's not just like 1, 2, 3 easy. Even if you wear minimum makeup, it's still not easy. There's a learning curve. And when it gets more complicated, you know, it can be very artistic. I've seen people take photos from like aesthetic photos of things. Like, it'll be something like food or butterfly wings, whatever. And then they'll like recreate that on their face as their eye makeup. And it looks amazing. And it looks so interesting and artistic. Or they use interesting colors together. And it's like, the purpose of makeup isn't always to have sex. The purpose of makeup can also be artistry and skill. Like, have you seen those Asian girls? They're putting on fake noses with their makeup. It's crazy. They're transforming themselves into like Michael Jackson. Literally, like going from woman to like making myself look like a guy. And they'll look exactly like who they're trying to do the makeup of. Or maybe it'll just be artistic like drawings on their eye. And I think that's a legitimate art form. It takes skill. You can't just grab a guy and he would be able to do that. So why is that not valued? Is what I don't understand. I mean, I appreciate nice makeup. And not to say that everyone has to be forced to appreciate it, that you're going to go out of your way to look up makeup online and be gay about it. But it's like acknowledging if a painting is art. It's like, yeah, I may not like it, but you know what? That's art. Not, we should make it illegal. Sharia law now. It's just crazy. Because my pee-pee didn't get hard, it should be banned. Like, all you need to worry about is if your girlfriend or wife is pretty, like, and you're attracted to her. That's really all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about every woman and how much makeup she's wearing. Like, you're gonna find out anyway. And you should know how women look without makeup. And if you don't, we're in the current year. You can look up makeup tutorials online and figure out how women look with and without makeup. If you're really like that concerned about it in general, like, oh, you know what? I need to know how women look without makeup. You can literally go online and look up makeup tutorials and familiarize yourself with it. Like, it is not this crazy issue. It's just like gender war slop. Such non-tent. Like, if you wake up next to a woman, here's the thing. You have to wake up next to a woman to know how she looks without makeup. So if you sleep with a woman, you will know how she looks without makeup. Chances are they're not gonna sleep in it unless they got like really drunk or something. Anyway, let me scroll through the chat for a second. Speaking of which, I feel like I have something in my fucking eye. That should be illegal. Everything I don't like should be illegal, actually. That's my new politics. What politics is that? Is that just being woke? I want to do that. What if they always get up first and they're gone? Then that's a woman who's trying very hard to make you happy, and you should appreciate it. Though it should not be a requirement to run out of bed and do your makeup. That's kind of gay to demand that. Does no one have mothers or sisters? That's what I mean. Like, how do you not know how women look with, like, guys, did you know that I didn't wake up with this black line on my eye? Did you know that? It should be illegal. I'm tricking you all. I'm tricking you all into thinking that you would want to have intercourse with me. Did you know that? I'm evil. I'm practically a witch for that. It should be illegal. It's true. And then I'll see the worst examples too. Like, they'll get these women that are genuinely still very pretty without makeup. Like, I saw Elisa Liu, for example, used, and I was like, she looks the same. She looks good. Her skin is really nice. What do you mean makeup should be illegal because of her? I don't know if I have the photo of her without makeup, but yeah, it doesn't come up. But she literally just looks the same without eyeliner. Also, guys, nobody's stopping you from wearing liner. You don't have to be jealous of women wearing makeup. You too can wear eyeliner. Clavicular does it. You guys can do it. Now, I can't guarantee women will be attracted to you for putting on makeup, but, you know, there's a demographic of women that like it. This sounds like rage bait shit. It is. It's gender war slop. That's what I mean. It's silly. And it's so aggressive for no reason. It should be illegal. Women are ugly. Or, like, men are prettier. It's just like, what the fuck is going... Like, I'm sorry. If I said something, like, with the disclaimer, this isn't gay, guys, and then Nick Fuentes replied to me, I would delete the tweet. He undermined Asmongold so hard. Like, maybe Asmongold could have gotten away with that comment if Nick Fuentes didn't reply to it being like, so true. Like, the gayest political guy you know, who goes on dates with cat boys, is saying so true to your comment. Come on now. He took away any sort of credibility to that statement. I agree, Caps. Come on. Yeah, I saw that. It was so gay. Thank you to Hotline 4225 for the €10 super chat. You are not a real man if you care about this stuff. Get a grip. I guess online, that's how it is, you know? West Britannicus, $2 super chat. What the hell does untoward mean? It means being disgusting bitch. That's what it means. That thinks they're quirky. Asmongold doubled down with Gay Fuentes. I'm sure he did. He didn't see the warning signs. And it's really a shame, guys, because Asmongold, you know, I felt so hurt yesterday when I saw that Asmongold said that Stavros is you know, he was basically saying he didn't care for Stavros, and I felt so hurt because everyone in the world is like, every guy, you know, they come out the womb loving cum town, and it's like the male equivalent to Red Scare. That's how I see it. And I try to listen to it before, and all I could hear is Stav's laugh, revving like an engine over and over, and it just like, it really whittles down my ears. I remember at one time, I got so annoyed by it that I like opened up Sony Vegas and started putting car starting noises and lining it up with Stavros's laugh, and it sounded exactly the same. And I just felt hurt when I saw that someone else, especially a man, Asmongold, saying that his laugh, you know, he should go back to being a laugh track for Nick Mullen. I felt so hurt because I'm over here, I'm hearing like Stav, he's into like transgenders and stuff, like as if like his presentation wasn't bad enough, right? You know, in case you guys don't know what he looks like. Like it is, let me make sure it's safe. I mean, it's I'm gonna comment that one. Send with that shirt, not because it's not allowed here, but because I don't think you guys would want to see that. But yeah, this is pretty much how he looks. He's like, he has hair now, so he looks more like this one. But he's not, let me put it this way, he's someone that disproves Asmongold's point about how men are more attractive than women on average. You know, if a guy doesn't take care of himself, this is what happens. How old is he, guys? How old is he? Because I genuinely don't know. Hands up, I don't know. I'm gonna guess he's like 40. Let's see how old he is. He's 37. Guys, if a woman looked like that at 37, she would be called like a 2 out of 10. Like, they would be on her ass about how she needs to take care of herself. So yeah, I don't know. I just felt really hurt for a second because that was the first time I ever saw someone actually agree with me on that. And then he comes out with that. And Nick Fuentes going, I agree. Yeah, the male statues are way more hot than those female ones. It's like, oh my God. What are you doing, Asmongold? He's way over 40? Well, Google said 37. See, everyone here guessed a 44, 45. So that means it's not looking good. Like, that is not a man who takes care of themselves. And actually, you know what? Call this a hot take if you want. I actually think that if a guy is presenting so poorly, I think he should improve. I think he should look smacks. Not to the extreme of hitting his face with a hammer, but I think some self-care is an order, actually. I think he could do a lot of things. I think he could eat healthier. I think he could, you know, maybe shave his head or go for some treatments for that. Maybe visit a dentist. You know, I have to sit here and pretend that that's aging like wine. Like, let's get real. If you woke up and you looked like Stav, based on how he presents himself, would you be happy? I don't think anybody here would be happy if they woke up looking like Stav with how he dresses, how he doesn't take care of himself, how he doesn't take care of his hair, among other things that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. Thank you for the $2, the golden egg van.
Validation?
Wait, what was that in response to? Well, I don't know what he's on, if he's using substances or what. Yeah, take care of yourself with Reidstreet soap, actually. You guys can get, this one matches Stavros's vibe, I think. The Neon Punch at reidsoap.shop. It's a little bit fruity, but not too much. Someone in chat said he doesn't even drink water. Motherfuckers be looking at someone morbidly obese and be like, they need to drink more water for self-help. I'm starting to think Nick Fuentes is way beyond gay. It's like what Owen Benjamin said about him. I think that's actually what's going on. Can't say on YouTube. He's a bit fruity. I also recommend the Neon Punch soap to Nick Fuentes as well. It's good soap. It has straightforward ingredients. You know, half the time you guys are washing yourselves with body wash and it's not even real soap. This is actual soap with lye in it. Actual soap. That dude would use eyeliner? Yeah, I think so too, actually. It's crazy. Can I say something really off topic here? In the most YouTube friendly way possible? It's crazy how, and I know, everyone's gonna be like, oh, that's funny coming from you, black girl. That's okay, that's coming from you. Yeah, okay. With that said, it's crazy how when Nick Fuentes stands to an actual white guy, how he looks so much more Hispanic. And it's not, and I know there's different types of Hispanic. You know, there's like Spain where they look whiter, and then there's Mexicans. Well, Nick Fuentes is Mexican, and he looks really Mexican next to actual white guys. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen photos. I don't know what that one guy's name is. Do you guys know the podcaster with the really blonde, big hair? And he had a photo next to Nick. And I was like, wow, I'm whiter than Nick Fuentes when I looked at that photo. I'm sorry. That's crazy. That he's supposed to be a white nationalist. And I think it's with age too. He's becoming more Latino looking. But you can tell that he's a bit insecure about that. He's actually Spanish Mexican because Mexicans are natives. Well, when we say Mexican here, we know what that means. We're not referring to like yeah, there is a range, but Nina, if you've ever seen his dad is like Jewish and Mexican looking. Him with clap? No, it was I don't know the podcaster's name. He has like bushy blonde hair. I'm surprised you guys don't know him. I'll see if I can find it. Maybe if I click media on Twitter. I type Nick Fuentes podcast to see if it comes. Oh, I found it.
I'm gonna give you a name. I'm gonna give you a name.
Dan Blizzarian, I think is his name. Nick Fuentes, Dan Blizzarian? Oh, it doesn't come up. No, that's not him. It's in this clip, though. Hold on. I lost the clip. Where is it? Here it is. It's this guy.
I'm gonna give you a name of someone, and I just want you to give me one.
So I'm gonna pause it, and you guys are gonna look at him, right? You're gonna look at this guy. You're gonna zoom in on your phones. You're gonna look at his face, right?
Word
Now watch.
to describe them.
Okay. Let's find a good
You're really
frame,
trying
actually.
to describe them.
Okay, look. Look at him. Now we're gonna pull up a photo of Nick Fuentes in the wild. I'm gonna find one. Like, not one of him at his desk, like actually in the wild, like standing with someone. That's what I'm looking for. Like a recent one. Who was he with recently? If I could find that. I forget. Where's the photo that like made him insecure and lose weight? Where's that one? I don't know where it is. Let me check chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. These guys wear wigs. I mean, wigs are pretty good now. And that androgenic guy was wearing a wig, but this looks like real hair to me. Dave Smith. Did he meet him recently? Let's see. Look up his pic with Dave Smith. Okay, I'm looking. All right. It's loading. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's actually a great photo. So look at Nick Fuentes. Now look at this guy. And Nick did a podcast with this guy. I can't find the photo with him. But, like, Nick looks like if you took, you know when you look at this is so American of me, like imagine a burger, right? But you know how in commercials you look at burgers and they're like all stacked up and they're like perked up and everything, and then the reality is like the burger is smashed and has like those creases on the bun. That's how Nick Fuentes looks. He looks like that burger in real life, the expectations versus reality burger next to actual white guys. You see what I mean? It's kind of smashed. It's kind of like you sat on a burger. Let's see. Let me find the meme. Here it is. Sorry, I wasn't planning to go into this. I just thought of it. Like this. You see how it's like, so this is the white guy and this is Nick.
I'm gonna give you a name of someone.
What's this
I'm gonna
guy's
give you a name
name?
of someone.
Dan Blizzard gives his opinion on Dan Blizzard. Jake Neal? Is the guy's name Jake Neal? Yeah, okay, his name's Jack Neal. Nick Fuentes. Like, it's so jarring. Like, is this even a real photo? This is posted by this guy. Okay, so the blonde guy, he posted the photo with him and Nick. And I'm like, is this even a real photo? Look at this. It looks like AI. Is this even real? Bro, how are you gonna get mogged so bad that I have to question that it's AI? Nick Fuentes literally looks like the smashed burger expectations versus reality meme. This is literally that. Like, this is unreal. It's crazy. Even his clothing, it just looks so bad. It looks so bad next to the other guy's clothing. Yeah, it is brutal. I wish I could zoom in on it. Hold on. Let me open up MS Paint. I'm not over this. We're whipping out MS Paint for this. Okay, I swear to God, I'm trying to keep the aspect ratio the same. Like Nick does not even look white anymore. Brutal. I couldn't help but notice when I saw the photo come up, and I just remembered it. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the Wizard Liz thing. So as you guys know, I covered the Wizard Liz before, and she is a like female guru, life coach type of channel where she's like, yeah, manifest your reality, always know your worth, yada yada. And the first video I made on her, I predicted based on her, well, first off, she comes across very masculine because of how, even though she looks feminine, you know, she has long hair and, you know, she has the injected lips, you would think, oh, this is a feminine woman. And while she is feminine presenting, she is very masculine in the way that she handles things. She is extremely assertive, extremely confrontational. And she comes across masculine in a lot of ways in how she explains things and her perspective and such. And this isn't to say that, you know, having qualities of being a leader as a woman is bad, but it can get in that territory if you're not aware of it. And I think Liz is someone who was unaware of it, and it ended up biting her ass in the end, because now she is a single mother fighting her baby daddy on the internet, and it's gotten very, very messy. But she is a lay boss babe and everything, right? So Tree actually made a good video compiling the receipts, and I liked that she compiled it all in one place. So I wanted to watch that with you guys and go over how it got to this point. But my first video on her, I pointed this out, and I said, well, she's going to keep choosing even worse because she's not improving on anything, and she doesn't seem to have a level of self-awareness about how she's getting into these situations. And she's talking about femininity and giving advice on it, but then she's not very feminine. And you guys can go back and watch my video if you don't know what I'm talking about. You need context for that. And I made a second video on it. I made two. The first one before the shitstorm of her getting cheated on by her baby daddy that she's now fighting with, and then the follow-up after that, and how she how her philosophy isn't great. And I used a comparison for that with Elisha Long. If you guys know him, he's a YouTuber, and they have some overlap, but some differences in how they present it. So anyway, I wanted to go over this.
I'm not going to go too deep into her story in this video, but I'll drop the links. Started making longer.
For you to be confident, I was more beautiful when I was younger. Way more beautiful. I was extremely, like, when I would go out with my mom, people would stop us constantly and be like, you are gorgeous. And I was the most insecure creature on this earth. People would walk all over me. People would use and abuse me like crazy. You want to...
Do you see what I mean? Even just 10 seconds into watching her, you can see in her body language, she is very aggressive. She's very in her masculine. And obviously everyone needs a balance to survive in this world, but you can see she's out of balance. Even just the way that she says things. She could say something that's correct and it would still come across that way.
Little dum-dum walking around? Liz was a little dum-dum. Literally. You would ask me anything, I would do that for you.
With this new format, Liz quickly gained millions of followers by sharing personal growth stories from her difficult past. Keep in mind that she was only 21 years old at the time. This chick was giving life advice to her female audience with very little life experience. Liz and Landon Nickerson first met on...
So that's the baby daddy right there. Landon, he was a YouTuber. He did some sort... I think he like sold... What did he do? Like sell Minecraft servers? I don't even remember.
line in 2022 through IG messaging. However, 2 years later, while she was sitting at an airport in Athens, Greece, she was surprised to see Landon in person.
Decided, let me book a trip
So
to
this is how
Santorini
they
with my
met.
friend.
Context: she knew Landon, the baby daddy, from doing YouTube. He used to email her all the time, back and forth, and then they lost contact. And then this is how she's saying she met him after that.
So I did that. I booked a trip, all these things, and we had a
His lips are
flight
nicer.
to Santorini, but there was a stop in Athens because I had booked last minute and all the flights were full. Okay, they were full. So me and my friend, we go to the airport, and mind you guys, I'm wearing a cap that's like up until here. You can barely see, you can see like this of my nose, and I'm wearing a mask, okay? No one could recognize me. I think probably people couldn't even recognize what gender I was. I'm walking in the airport and we stop in Athens. Me and my friend, we quickly go get like some food and stuff. And we go to this place that's like, you have to go through the perfume section.
So she's at the airport and she's explaining how it's even unlikely that he would have recognized her because they had been out of contact so long and she had a hat on.
And there's like this place you can sit, okay? So we sit down there quickly, and then we're like, okay, after that, we're gonna go to the gate. So me and her were sitting, and I'm like, I pulled the mask a little bit just to eat my food. This is how much you can see of my face, okay? Like nothing. I'm sitting, and all of a sudden, I hear Liz. I look up, and I'm like, Landon? And guys, I do not know how he recognized me. I do not.
So her saying that is trying to frame it as a serendipity.
Know how I recognized him. I've never seen this guy in my life, never in real life. I don't know what he looks like, and he definitely didn't look like how he used to look 3 years before. That's the only time I saw his picture. And I don't.
And when her fans heard this, by the way, they pointed out that that was quite the coincidence, and they were very suspicious of him, and they felt as though he planned for this somehow and maybe like tracked what she was doing and tried to bump into her. I don't know if that's true or not, but her fans saw this as a red flag and told her that when this occurred. MacLeod, $5 super chat. Thank you.
Look up people in Mexico City. They are way more European. Red hair, green eyes.
Yeah,
Also,
I've heard of
Mexico
that.
still has blackface in their shows, by the way.
Yeah, listen, Mexico City, I'm sure, has the most Aryan people you can imagine, but it's not Nick Fuentes, and it's not his father. He didn't get that blood, sorry.
I saw Stav and he complained the whole time. Someone shouted out a C-Town bit and he said he would have anyone thrown out if they spoke up. Stav is a clueless bum and he is nothing with Mullen.
I just had a flashback to when he took that photo with Mamdani. He's like, yeah, I'm voting for him. Forgot about that. So yeah, I also didn't like that about Stav. If they shouted out, someone shouted out a C-Town bit and he said he would have anyone thrown out if they spoke. So if they literally regurgitate something that he partook in, I mean, that lines up with being a lefty, if that's true. I wouldn't be shocked. All right, let's continue.
I don't know how, I literally don't know, you could not see my face, how he recognized me. When he came to sit down next to me, I looked at him, and the first thing I thought is, why does this guy look so much like me? That kept going through my head. Like, we have the same eyes and all these things. And I was like, why does he look like me? And then I felt such a strong energy from him. And I'm a person, I'm very
This
intuitive.
her future baby
so
daddy.
I feel things. I don't really think, I feel. So I'm sitting in front of him, and it was almost like we're sitting and he's talking to me, and everyone else started to become noise. We were almost like the only one in the airport, and I felt like such a strong energy overcome.
Okay, I have an unconventional take. I have a very woo-woo opinion on this. I think there is a chance that Landon, this guy that she ended up getting engaged to, question mark married, and had a kid with, that he's now in a custody fight with her over. I think that he might have used magic. I think he did something with the other world. I don't know what. And I think that she is, because she's into woo-woo stuff, she's receptive to that. And so I think that's what she was picking up on. I think there are some men who use magic. I do. And I think they keep it on the down low. So, anyway.
Me. And I looked at him, and I've never had that feeling with anyone that I saw, and I was like, whoa, I'm actually shook. And then he starts telling me about why he's there, because he lives in America. Like,
London
what are the odds
sorcerer.
of us meeting each other in an airport in Athens?
No, I think he cast a spell on her. I think he, like, took, you know, because Liz is someone who preaches about, like, girl, get your money first. Love doesn't even matter. Women always talk about love, talk about get your money. You know, she has videos like that, especially after this. She made videos saying that. How women should, oh, you think men do it for love? They do it for money. So she has this attitude. Just to give context to you guys who aren't familiar with her, she's known as a gold digger. And it bit her in the ass now, especially because money is part of the dispute now. And they both have money. But anyway. I think what he did, I think what Landon did, I think he reached in his pocket and he showed her some gold, and then it hypnotized her, and she was like, I don't know, I've never had this feeling before, you know?
What are the odds, guy? Like, I don't live in Europe. He lives in America. Like, that's crazy.
Macleod, $2 super chat. The new movie Obsession is based on them. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, that
So
is
he was
funny.
telling me he was supposed to go to Mykonos, but his friends had just scammed him or whatever, and they had canceled on him. So he's like, yeah, I'm going back to America. But he's like, I forgot my bag.
Oh, let me give you guys context in case you think I'm just like, I'm speculating here, which I am. But the reason I say that, I forgot to tell you guys how they started dating. This is very important to how she got to where she is now, to where she is fighting for her life, okay? With this man who ended up getting arrested for a DV dispute, and she also got arrested. They're both very, like, this has become very toxic. Like, actually. And I need you to understand the reason she started dating him, she said no at first. And then he gave her $10,000, and then she was like, oh, okay. Like, he was like, I'm giving you $10,000 to show you I'm serious. And then she was like, oh, you know what? I guess because he's providing for me, I'll do it.
You were sitting. That's why I came back for my bag. Guys, can you imagine
She talks about that in the video.
coincidence here? You know, look how divinely guided that is. I look at him, and he was telling his story, and I go like, you know what? I felt bad for him. So I was like, listen, instead of like going back to America, if you want, you can join me and my friend on our trip to Santorini. We're staying in this hotel. Like, you can also book a villa there if you want to. We've never been, so we can explore together. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. Then me and my friend, we both went to Santorini, and he arrived 2 hours later. And yeah, me and him.
You know, it's so funny. We went from $1,000 being the price to $10,000.
Were inseparable ever since, like, literally the first
She has
day
standards.
we connected and started talking to each other. When we were both in Santorini, we couldn't stop talking about marriage. We couldn't stop talking about starting a family.
That's called love bombing. And if she went to a real therapist, she would have known that. Like, she just met this guy, and he's already trying to trap her. He's already, like, trying to go on vacation with her, talking about kids' marriage 3 days in, like, over the top like this. Here's the difference between love bombing and not, guys. The difference is love bombing is temporary. They do it in the first, like, 2 months. And then actual love and affection and showing affection that way, if it's not love bombing, it'll persist past the initial part of the relationship. That's how you can tell the difference. But the only way for you to know for sure is to date someone for a longer period of time, to see, like, over 6 months, a year and a half, if that's what they're doing is a manipulation tactic, so that when they pull away, you'll come running back like, oh, where did it go? So that's what he was doing to her. And for someone who's so supposed to be self-aware and into, like, life coaching women online, she has like 8 million subscribers or whatever, and she's telling women how to act and how to date and how to value themselves. You would think, and someone who she's in therapy, quotation, she's with a psychic therapist, by the way, a psychic therapist, not an actual, like, you know, like she's in, when she says she's in therapy, she means she's with someone that's woo woo. All right, regardless if being a psychic's real or not. So she's coming at it from that angle. And you would think, as someone who's so into self-help, would know how to avoid love bombing and how to not fall for one of the most, like, dark triad 101 things ever. And this is what I was talking about in my first video on her, why it was going to end badly for her, because I heard her reasoning for why she broke up with her, the other guy. It was over, oh, well, he called me too much, whatever. And it turned out he had did something else that she didn't mention on camera, which I'm not psychic, I'm not gonna know that. But the point stands, like, she has been open about her daddy issues and how it affected her, and yet she couldn't pick up on someone doing one of the most obvious manipulation tactics. So that's really crazy that she goes on to advise all of these young women, her audience is young women, even girls underage, on how to act. And this ends up being her life, where she is now a single mom battling over her child and with immigration issues because she's not American and her husband is.
And which is crazy because I've never been the
You would think she
person
would know.
to want to commit to someone. I've never been the person to want to start a family or feel like, oh, I want to start a family with this person.
And also, sorry to pause again. And also, you think she would know because he sent her $10,000 to start the relationship. Like, that's also not a normal thing when you say no to someone and they give you $10,000 after you say no to them. Like, there were so many red flags from the start that she ignored, and she didn't stay in a relationship with him long enough to be able to really be able to filter this out, even without first catching it. They moved very quick with getting engaged and her getting pregnant.
To start a family or feel like, oh, I want to start a family with this person. I've never felt safe enough to do that, but there was something within him that made my inner child feel so safe.
Many people have pointed out that because Liz overshares so much of her life online, this was the moment Landon took advantage of the situation by showing up at the same airport and pretending it was a coincidence. Soon after meeting each other in July 2024, they immediately began a relationship. 2 months later, Liz announced that she was engaged to Landon.
I am getting married and I am engaged.
We just got engaged and then we were both, oh, and the way we got engaged is so funny. We didn't even say anything about that. Maybe another day, but we got engaged very quickly.
When I
posted him on Instagram and my TikTok, just know I'm locked in.
The following year, in May 2025, Liz publicly accused Landon of cheating on her via a secret Snapchat account.
And then it turned out he didn't just try to cheat on her with one of her own fans that snitched on him on Snapchat, but he had also messaged several other women, she found out later on.
Liz
trying to
accused
cheat on her,
Landon
and he failed to.
of messaging other girls and telling them that his relationship with Liz was fake.
According to Liz, Landon had allegedly created a Snapchat account specifically to message other women, and not just chatting, but trying to arrange meetups with one of them. She posted on her Instagram story, "I will never ever create a fake narrative for social media. I will not preach something and not take the advice myself." Landon decided to make a Snapchat account and reached out to a girl to meet up. He was just with me in London, made a whole book about how much he loves me. Anyways, the girl reached out to me.
So that's what I mean when I say he was love bombing her. This was not out of like, you know, he's just so sweet. This was a manipulation tactic on his end, and he couldn't uphold it, which is why he tried to cheat on her.
To my friend today showed us evidence. He called the relationship fake. Meanwhile, my cats are with him in Dallas. All my stuff is there in our apartment, and oh, I'm 4 months pregnant. He says he's incredibly sorry, but honestly, I feel like I didn't know him at all. I feel stupid for ignoring the signs and dreams I had that I even told him about, and he told me I was crazy. Listen to your intuition, women. Men want to lead the world, but can't even control their lust. It's weak. A man that can't control his lust will never be able to lead. I'm absolutely heartbroken and shocked. My haters can go celebrate, haha, so funny. I will always have the last laugh though. He lost everything and I gained everything, thank God. She had also said, "How are you going to spend close to $1 million on me? Refuse to be more than a week without me."
$1 million on her.
refuse to do long distance until we get our visa stuff done because you want to be attached to my hip. Make me get rid of my apartment, move with you all over the world, stay in Airbnbs whilst we wait for the visa process. Cuddled to sleep together 4 days ago, messaged me on the plane how much you miss me and so excited to build our family. To then, the day you land, decided to cheat on Snapchat. The girl was a long time.
So he's just straight up lying. Like, oh, I love you so much. I'm so happy to be with you and create a family. And then he's out there trying to hook up with someone else.
Follower and fan of my content, and she told you no multiple times. Can't even cheat because she didn't want you. Oh, Lord.
Get this. She was 4 months pregnant at the time. Despite everything, Liz stayed in the relationship and even attacked a woman named Abby who had posted TikTok videos exposing Landon of doing the same thing to her that he did to Liz.
I experienced something that I wish no one has ever in their life would go through. But I hope that me telling my story and what I went through with the receipts, because I have such a weird feeling that people are going to think I'm lying, and that's just how I've always been. So I ended.
And he basically did the same tactics with this woman and ended up cheating on her. So Liz had every warning and she ignored it. And she is a self-help guru with millions of subscribers, like 8 million. Let me look it up. See if she still has the same amount. Which, in the beginning, her numbers didn't look right. Her comments to her viewer count were very strange and it looked botted to me. But she currently has 8.5 million subscribers. You know, I'm really surprised over here. I'm looking at this video and she only has 125,000 views. I know you guys are like, well, that sounds pretty good, but for 8.5 million subscribers, it's not very good. She has taken a nosedive ever since this video of her talking about getting cheated on. Her view count has not gone up after that, is what I'm saying. So it's not looking good. I think people lost respect for her. Because it's like, well, you're giving this advice to all these young girls, a lot of whom aren't even 18 yet, listening to your advice to, you know what, they prioritize money with men and, you know, in this attitude, the typical boss babe attitude type of thing.
Ended up deleting
so when people are like, oh, you know what, that's like, this is boring, whatever, but you have to understand, like, Wizard Liz made a huge impact on women. She actually made, at first, you know, her numbers seems like a little off, but she did gain subscribers with that, and then women really started to listen to her and follow her advice, guys, and she actually made an impact and influence on young women to this day. Like, you have to understand, when people found out she got cheated on, it was like 9/11 for women. It was insane. It was insane that someone that's supposed to have it all got cheated on like that and failed to be successful with her own advice and ignored all those red flags despite being self-help. So you need to understand the gravity of this.
My contact with him and getting rid of my number, and I deleted everything when I broke up with him in 2024. And my best friend sent me all the screenshots, so if it wasn't for her, I would have had nothing to showcase for.
Shockingly, instead of supporting Abby, Liz decided to attack her and defend Landon instead.
Wizard Liz responded to the allegations, siding with Landon and claiming that Abby is a liar and a cheater who is allegedly in a relationship with a married sugar daddy. Liz firmly stated that she has never called Abby, has never seen any DMs from her, and that when she attempted to reach out personally, Abby had already blocked her, making it impossible for Liz to contact her in the first place. She went on to say that cheaters should date cheaters and leave other people out of their mess.
I cannot make this up. The Wizard Liz is now defending Landon after Abby released her video exposing him for cheating and stalking.
All right, let's fast forward through this because this is just basically the same thing. Also, she mentions that this girl who called out Liz's baby daddy Landon doxed him by posting the number and his email, and people started threatening him, or like, not threatening, but maybe like telling him to unalive himself, as she says here, like unpleasant texts, to put it lightly. And she basically goes, it's not my business, but stop telling him to unalive himself because now I have to deal with him doing that. after he just cheated on me, whatever.
Y'all, what happened to being a girl's girl? I think she's or there
off related birth.
I think that's why she's defending him.
In late November 2025, Liz gave birth to a baby boy. Unfortunately, she continued to have an on and off relationship with Landon. Fast forward to February the 7th, 2026, Liz was arrested for DV against Landon. And 2 months later, on April the 2nd, 2026, Landon was arrested for DV against Liz. Now, you're all caught.
His last name is Nickerson? You gotta be kidding. Nickerson? The son of a knicker? Girl, you dated a guy, his last name was Nickerson. What were you expecting? His name is Land on Nicker's son. Land on Nickerson. You landed on Nickerson's dick.
Okay, now that we got all of that out of the way, let me spill the fresh tea that's been going on with Liz and Landon. So
no, but she expected him to be a good baby daddy, right?
Guess what? Liz is no longer in the United States. Nope. She had to leave because her visa had expired. And you all know that we have new rules here in America that if you're still in the country when your visa expire, you will get banned from ever coming back to the United States again if you get caught. So she...
Yeah. Landon Nickerson ended up in jail with DV charge against Liz. For physically attacking her. What a shock.
She had to leave, and she did not bring her son with her. Now, one thing...
Yeah, so she had to leave America because her visa expired. So that's why the baby daddy has a son now. And Liz was basically saying, oh, he took the baby away from me, but that's not 100% what happened. It's that she had to leave. And now he's making it hard for her to meet up with him to see her son.
That Liz is lying to her supporters about, but married to Landon. Let me show you the receipts. So I was wondering how Landon can keep her from bringing her child to wherever she wants to go out of the United States if he's just a baby daddy.
And Tree continues to say that it's probably a common law marriage.
But ceremony,
because they were engaged.
That I'm live for at least an hour and 40 minutes. I'm not playing all that. I'm just going to play the most important part that I thought was interesting, and then I'll add my commentary afterwards.
Hi guys, I just woke up to the father of my child posting my child's face on the internet saying I abandoned my child.
Can I just say those lips are crazy? Like, it's so overfilled that it's going into parts of her lip that are no longer her lip. Like, she's getting filler stash. That's insane.
And I am literally going to sue the out of you for defamation. I don't know what to do. At this point, I'm gonna ask you guys for advice because this guy has been begging me for money. This guy makes no money. And the reason why he's mad right now is...
And they're very distracting. All I see is, like, when she's talking, and it's really hard to concentrate.
For money. This guy makes no money. And the reason why he's mad right now is because he has literally for the past week...
So that's crazy ironic. The gold digger ends up with a baby daddy that love bombs her with all, like, $1 million. He spends all his money on her, supposedly, or maybe he's pretending to be broke now, whatever. He buys her a room full of roses. Do you know how expensive that is? Have you guys ever looked into that? Very expensive. And now he's trying to get money from her. Is that not the most ironic story you've heard?
Asking me to transfer him $2,500 and then yesterday $900 to pay for the nanny. But you literally don't have money. You literally are not employed. Why do you have a nanny? A nanny is a luxury. And the terms we agreed on, because I had to leave the country, because I literally have to wait till my visa gets renewed, and I could not take my child because you legally prevented me. I was supposed to leave the United States before the 18th of May for my visa process, or I would be banned. My house is there, my car is there, my child is there, my whole life is there. So I am literally working with the most expensive lawyers to get my visa and to get back into the United States. Landon knew this. And
That's brutal. Like a very, very, like you could write a book with that sort of plot twist.
he knew this all along, but right before I had to leave, he wanted me to get married to him for a green card instead. I refused because he wants to get married so he can come for my money. And he basically went and he got a restraining order against me so that I could not take my child.
He wanted to marry her to get a hold of her assets because she's a rich YouTuber. And she was always telling women, go get that money first. She got into this relationship with that mindset because he sent her $10,000. And now look what happened.
With me. So I had to spend my birthday without
Now
my
she's in
child.
hell.
I have been begging this man
Can't
to
see your
come to
kid for her
Europe. I'll
birthday.
pay for your flight. Please bring my child. He refuses. And anytime I act like I don't care about my child, or I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'll act like I moved on, this guy comes online. And it's funny, he likes comments saying that the house that I was living in, or the Lamborghini that I have, that he literally owns it, or that he bought it and whatever. I sent him a message. I'm like, why are you lying? And he said, oh, sorry, I was frustrated and I liked it.
So he thinks it's okay to lie on the internet about her assets because his fifis got hurt. So this guy is crazy. And this is what she now has to deal with. And you'll see in the texts that come up, he really, like he shows her kid's face online. I know it's their kid, but he disputes that later. And he shows the face online after she said not to because it's dangerous, because people make AI adult content now, and she doesn't want that of her kid, or people criticizing how her kid looks. And he completely disregarded her and posted the kid online to get back at her. So this guy is insane. This is not worth any amount of money in the world, clearly. He's claiming that he bought her car when it's her car that she paid for. This is hell.
Out of frustration. So this guy online wants to pretend that you paid for you want to take credit for my success when you haven't done but terrorize me, but live off of me, because the only way I could literally see my child is if I have to deal with this guy. And even at this point, I don't know what to do. I literally don't know what to do. Like, how do I get rid of this guy and still have my child? Because even if I can't get back into the United States, I'm at risk of this guy getting full custody, because my lawyer said getting a child out of the United States is very hard. And the laws are so f***ed up. Like, I am exhausted. On top of that,
it sounds exhausting. It really does. I can't imagine going through this. And it was all avoidable, obviously. I understand people can lie and deceive you, but that's the biggest red flag. Like, one of the biggest red flags ever is the offering her money to date him and the love bombing. And she, mind you, she led all of these young girls down this path. I want to know how many women ended up going down this path because of her advice. MacLeod, $2.
The logical result of following /r/FDS.
Thank you.
Gonna be honest, the only victim here is that poor child. Mom and dad are both trash. This is some Jerry Springer shit.
Yeah, and she still probably doesn't even realize how she got herself into this situation fully. Because she is a psychic therapist.
Unfortunately, Obsession won't be a good movie to you since they don't flash Balenciaga. It was filmed under $1 million after all.
At what point did my taste indicate that? Do I look like Liz to you? And then another $5 from MacLeod.
The plot has the guy buy this magic trinket and he uses it to wish for this woman who is career oriented to flip and love him more than anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound like that movie, huh?
That this guy is
what a weird
racist. The whole time that I have been in the United States, this guy have told me to get out of his country. I did not know that the United States of America was built by Landon Nickerson, but this guy is just a I don't know what I'm dealing with.
Actually, it was. There's this thing called slavery. No. Thank you for the $5, guys. From Bardley.
Something funny.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing down to my boots.
Grifter versus
Shaking.
con artist. What a couple.
Yeah, seriously. And you're gonna see how they interact in the upcoming text. That's what I thought was interesting.
It's like that.
And very, like, I don't know what the word is. I felt disturbed reading their text.
This guy is just a I don't know what I'm dealing with. It's like that movie from Get Out, and his whole family tries to get money out of me. I've helped his mom out. The reason.
Oh, and also, like, if I don't know if you guys caught that earlier.
Landon Nickerson. Been in the United States. This guy have told me to get out of his country. I did
get out of his. Landon Nickerson is telling you to get out of his country.
But this guy is just a I don't know what I'm dealing with. It's like that movie from Get Out, and his whole family tries to get money out of me. I've helped his mom out. The reason that she has a house right now, a house overhead, is because of me. These people literally just want to extort me, and on the same time, they're going online and being on hate pages about me every single day. Landon every single day checks hate pages about me, checks hate videos about me. This guy has such an
your baby daddy A-logs you
unhealthy obsession, and I don't know what his plan was from the beginning, but this is scary. You belong. From the beginning, since my child was born, I have paid for everything. I have receipts to show. This guy has not paid for. The only time this person has
tragic end of a gold digger
has shown interest in taking care of their child is because I had to leave, and he wanted to make sure that I could not take my child. So for the past 3 weeks is the first time in my child's life that this person has decided to take care of the child. And the whole time playing mind games with me, saying that he'll come, and then I'm like, okay.
Saying that he'll come? We already know what a disaster it was last time we did that. Thank you for the $2 super chat.
Today's Lixmaxing is yesterday's Metros times Yule.
Metrosexual. In some ways.
Can you come here? And they're like, no, come to Canada, come to London, come here. I'm not coming to whatever your family is living because it's not safe. Like, always, like,
the Overton window for masculinity.
Always microaggressions. And mind you guys, this guy has played a whole character for a whole year. Like, in the beginning, he was paying for all my bills. He was buying me gifts all the time and all these things. And he was such a good guy. But that literally didn't exist.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes on what not to do, actually, based on what she's saying. Date for at least 1 year.
He was faking all of it. Like, all of it. He faked everything. And I have to deal with this other person that I never consented to. This relationship was from the beginning non-consensual because you faked your entire personality. I never consented to getting engaged to this person. I don't know who you are. I want to be left alone and raise my child in peace. But this person is...
That sound is the flames of hell.
Trying to hold on to every single thing he can. So he does...
She's in hell's 7th ring right now. That's why you hear the flames.
Doesn't lose access to me. And to use your own child for that is absolutely disgusting. I am
Get
the
your marshmallows
mother.
out.
So I have literally tried to just ignore you, to deal with all of this financial extortion, to deal with this.
MacLeod, $5.
That comes from you saying that LOTR was okay, and nerdy. A movie of heroics, friendship, good versus.
I don't know, Blade has aura. I don't know what to tell you.
Abuse just to have access to my child. But at this point, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I am genuinely exhausted. This guy also always threatened when I was in the US to call ICE on me every time. So
imagine calling ICE on your baby mama. He said, get out of my country. Get out of my country, you European Mexican. And then he called ICE on her. This is insane. How'd you end up with this guy?
He had me in a
by ignoring every red flag possible. Holy shit.
Position where I was genuinely scared of this guy.
Yeah, you just gave birth to my child. Let me call ICE real quick.
Until my sisters told me, like, Liz, stop letting yourself get blackmailed by this guy or hold something over your head. Like, it's never going to end. So she was like, just leave for your visa process, because I was so scared to leave because I was like, I'm gonna lose my child.
I told you guys it was insane. You didn't believe me. You doubted me. You guys are like, oh, it's boring. Sometimes it has a slow start, guys. You gotta trust me. You gotta trust my judgment on these things. So the text says, I sent this 2 nights ago. Hey, do you mind transferring $2,500, half Diana / blah, blah, cost. Thank you. And Liz says, laughing emojis. I mind, yes. He says, why? I don't have it. And I don't have my deposit back. What do you mean you don't have it? I don't. You took responsibility for taking care of blah, blah, blah. You take care of it. This is his regular daycare. Help? So he's asking for child support. And then he says he went to court. I can't really read that. And something petition. And then she says, okay, but you knew I had to leave and prevented me from taking the baby. So what did you think was going to happen? And then Landon says, to somewhere unsafe and unstable, and that you were coming back. She said, I'm going to give you money while you take my son from me. And he said, which is what you told me you were doing. And she said, do you think I'm that dumb? He said, this isn't giving me money. She says, I hate your guts. You won't get shit out of me. And he says, this is covering for part of his expenses. Nope. I said no. Wait for it. So at first you may see this and you may think, oh, well, maybe this is reasonable. But you guys will see as it progresses. It gets crazier. And she says she wants to see the child on her birthday. And wait, 1 second. Says, I hope you two can reach an agreement soon to where everyone's happy, because he needs you both. I think it's the third party. And she said, a caption on her story, he's paying a nanny when he doesn't make money and took my child from me. Bring my child's. So I can't bring my child. Okay, so it's just more of that. Okay, so it's her lawyer she was talking to. And they're gossiping. I don't know. Why are you posting your text to your lawyer? I don't think that's the move. But anyway, for our entertainment, I guess. Wait. I didn't catch that last one. So Liz is saying she had to pay her lawyer $20K for less than 1 week of work. Wow. Just gone like that. Me either. Ask him to go through his Addy so she can email me. So they've been texting instead of going through.
And guys, I don't even want to post these receipts or anything because this guy genuinely enjoys this. Like, this guy was upset that his mugshot didn't go viral. He is mentally not well. So I don't know, like,
his mugshot didn't even look good. Hold on, we're at 21:33. Let's go back to the mugshot really quick. It was around here. Oh, is it? Yeah, right there. His head, let me draw really quick what his head looks like to me. I'm gonna show you why it didn't go viral. All right. Let's open this up. Okay, we're gonna trace over his head. In blue. Let's go down to brush. How do you make it bigger? They like changed it from the old one. How do you make the size bigger? I don't want calligraphy pen. I want a bigger brush. Because this is a marker. Oh, it's over here. Okay. There we go. All right. So this is his head shape. That's why it didn't go viral, because I'm sorry, you don't pull off avant-garde styled haircuts where they have like a triangularly shape. You look soft. Your jawline looks soft. Your facial hair softens it. He's trying to do a kissy face at the camera too. He's mad his mugshot didn't go viral as he's doing kissy face. He thought his lip posture was good, didn't he? Why didn't it go viral? Why didn't I go viral for getting a DV charge against my baby mama? Why don't the women like it? No! Come on. Like, stop it. You did a kissy face at the camera. That's metrosexual, to do a kissy face like that. All right, where were we? It was like 21 something.
Mentally not well. So I don't know, like
Keep in mind, I was going to let this play all the way through, but I had to stop it here. Keep in mind, you're not mentally well either, Liz, all right?
Yeah, she's a bit crazy, to be fair.
You're not mentally well either, and like attracts like. So this is the thing about your followers. You all negate getting actual professional help.
And I told you guys about the psychic. I just want to get to the screenshot part.
She doesn't have any older women that have some
There we go.
Final commentary.
So this one is between them, and she says, can't even afford food, but you buy me a Lambo when you cost me $143K too. And he said, time to get back on YouTube. He literally said, give me money. I'm the gold digger now. Look at me. Look at my blobby head smooching at the camera. I am the gold digger now, bitch. He said, get back to YouTube and get my legal fees back from you and child support since you're going to be out, and I'll have him full time. And she says, child support, but you act like the big man online. I hear her voice in my head when I read these. You nasty ass fucking dog. If you think you're going to come for my money and play me, you mistaken who the fuck I am. Again, even in the way that she addresses conflict, you could see like she's very much like masculine, and he's kind of feminine in the way that he's typing. He's like smiley face, like he's being cunty. Like he's being a bit passive aggressive, if I do say so myself. Like smiley face. Wait. What else was it? And he said, no, I think you constantly walk all over me because he's feminine. And you're lucky I'm not like that. And then they're arguing. And he says, I'll drive around with baby for a second and give you time to think about what you want to be. See what I mean? That's so... No guy says that. What kind of straight guy says that? There's something up here, and he's so hypersexual that he had to cheat on her and try to a bunch of times. Nah, something's up. That's a red flag. The hypersexuality, red flag. The passive aggressive typing, the smiling passive aggressive emoji. Please let me know in the next 10. Blank is not happy in the car. Have you made up your mind? Why would you mention that the baby is upset? He is trying to trigger her. Like these are some female tactics right here. He's asking for the money. He's like manipulating her. And this is the day she has to leave the country, she says. And she replies to him, Landon, I'm flying to blah, blah, blah today. Bring him home. And he said, today is your day to watch him. Like, that's psychotic. Your wife is about to get, baby mama is about to get deported. And you're like, but why aren't you watching the child today? This is insane. And she says, but you knew that for a long time I have to leave. Like, I know I'm being overstating by saying deported, but it's like basically like she has to leave, or she's going to be banned from the country. And she said, that's what you put in your repot, right? So leave me to do things, something it cuts off. And he says, I'm sorry. You say things to me that hurt me, and I don't think you realize, oh my God, is this a woman typing? Not his Fifi. Stop. It's getting me reactive. He's literally that guy that goes to therapy and becomes worse. He is that guy. It gets me reactive, and then I say things that I know hurt you. Put the claws away. It's put the nails away, should I say, with polish on them. Put them away, Landon. It's hard because you act so unfazed by it all, never vulnerable. You know, and by the way, I'm saying this as someone who was very critical of Liz. I made 2 videos on her. I was very critical of her and predicted some of these things happening based on her behaviors. And even I'm like, oh, he's giving me the ick. He's giving rainbow flag. I think I would know. And he also says, so I guess at some point I just felt like none of the hurtful things said matter, and I'm sorry for that. So he doesn't have a line. He is saying that he will just do whatever if his feelings are hurt. He's sorry, quote unquote. I don't think he's actually sorry, because it's very manipulative. He's holding the baby over her head, jingling it in front of her. And he's talking about how, oh, actually I lied about you because of my feelings. Like, if he were a woman, he would be giving some guy a false rape accusation. 100%. And then here's some more arguing. She said, you were so vengeful, you don't care if you hurt yourself as long as you might hurt me in the process. And he says, no, what you're doing here is projecting. Again, you're the vengeful one. And then she said, imagine checking a hate page about the mother of your child every single day. Insane. And so she texts back, well, see, this is why it's pointless to talk to a narcissist. You don't see anything, you do. And he responds to, you checking my hate page every day. That's not to hate on you. That's checking on the woman. So he admits to it. That's checking on the woman who is the mother of my child, wants my partner because she's on my mind. He's literally checking her A-log forums. Like, this is the equivalent of her. He's going on, like, her version of a Kiwi Farms to get gossip and, like, probably a lot of false information, too, on her. Like, literally going on hater forums to keep tabs on her. This is insanity from him. Considering all he put her through and the manipulation, as we're seeing so far. And then on top of that, like, you're watching A-logs every day? Not just, oh, out of curiosity once in a while for legal purpose. No, he's obsessed. And he's complaining about being blocked by her on Instagram, so you can't see her story. And he's still texting her. There's a photo of the kid. She says, stop sending me pics about him. You're going to bring him anyways. At this point, it just feels abusive. And she says that because, again, it's the jingling of the keys. And he says, what? I can meet you in Canada or Iceland at the end of the month. Belgium, maybe beginning next month. Jingle, jingle. And then it says, but what matters to me is how nice they are. And then she says, yeah, good. And he says, got quiet real quick. Ahaha, dropping this toxic don't want to be radioactive anymore. Can you pay me for baby, please? She's now asking for $9.90 today. What? Damn, if I had sent him the money last night, maybe he wouldn't have put my child's face on the internet. I hate you so fucking much. So at this point, he's posting her kid's face online that she did not want out there because of crazy people. And for obvious reasons, privacy reasons. I think that's pretty smart, actually. It's probably one of the smartest things she's ever done, was try to not have the baby's face online. Not that it's bad, not that like, oh, if somebody does post their baby that they're like evil or something, but I think it is smart to take the precaution because of AI and stuff like that. It's understandable. Oh yeah, by the way, the stream sponsor, it only works when people donate through my website. I know people super chatted more than that today. But just so you guys know, if you're wondering why is it only showing 250. But Videograms 250. I hate these influencers.
Videograms donated $2.50. I hate these social media influencers. They give some of the most poisonous advice. Psychologically damaging to confused, lonely, self-conscious people in regard to relationships.
Damn, psychologically damaged to confuse. Yeah, well, if people take just broad information without discernment, it's definitely going to do the audience a disservice, especially if the advice is too vague and it's not specific enough or giving necessary disclaimers. And then Metavisions super chat at 199. Anyone having kids and marry under 2 years equal insane? I think like a year isn't bad. I think 2 years is like what people typically consider good. But I would understand if you're getting, I think getting engaged at a year is fine. But in this situation, obviously, it took a year for him to go crazy. But you have to understand as well, Liz got into the situation because she had an accidental pregnancy as well. That's a factor here, and that's why they were going to get married. And she would have had more time to know him and avoid this whole thing and not get pregnant if she didn't, like, if she would have been able to have more time to see him for who he really is, but she couldn't because they moved so quickly with engagement, and then she got pregnant. Anyway, so she gets mad about him posting the baby's face online. And she says, what the fuck is this? I did not consent to my son's face being on the internet. I told you multiple times, keep him away because of PDF files, and you post his face. Are you okay? You nasty ass people. Oh my God, I fucking hate all of you. And he says, yeah, I know. I got into my grandma about it and she took it down. I was really upset. Thankfully, his face is turned and binky in. You see how, like, nonchalant he is over this? So yeah, she is a little crazy, but this is an understandable reaction from her. His is like, what are you dealing with here? Oh yeah, oopsie. She said, what the fuck, bro? This is insane. Why is my son being bullied, bro? And he said, I mean, if they saw his full face, they'd know how adorable he is. He's not an ugly baby at all. Yes, and make AI porn, she says. And then he replies, he's so handsome and cute. He's just like ignoring it. He's just like, tee-hee, I posted a photo of the kid online to a bunch of haters. Tee-hee. And she replies, this is not a fucking joke. You and your family are horrible people, using a child like a fucking toy. And then there's some more messages. I left the house because I don't know what else to do anymore. He says, stop acting like I'm holding you hostage. She says, you don't help me. And he says, it's really not normal. And she says, and you are, Landon? He responds, you know how dramatic you are? And then she says, I've asked you for months for his passport. So this is a problem because she's not a US citizen. So that means that it's hard for her to travel and see the baby if the baby can't travel. Like, she would have to come back to the US, which she's having a dispute with her visa already with. And so he says, I wasn't holding you hostage all last week. And she said, it's the same with the cats. You refused to send them back to me. And he said, until suddenly I am when you're mad. Grow up. And she says, until I would see you. This guy was holding my cats hostage until I came to the US. So, seems like another manipulation tactic. You're the one giving up on him. So then here, they start negotiating about the country to bring him to. And she said, I want to see him for my birthday. And you said, not a good idea. After all, you want me to keep trying after you try to prevent me from taking him? Like, you must think I'm made of iron. And then he said, if that's what you wanted to see him, I wouldn't expect you to say the... It cuts off. And she said, yes, it's sad when I have to be without my child. I'm very sad, thanks to you. And he says, thanks to you not just getting married on paper to stay. So again, he's manipulating, trying to force her back with him over and over, which I understand children need both parents and everything, but obviously this is a very toxic situation from what we've seen so far, and it probably would not be healthy for them to be around each other, especially when they both got arrested for DV. Are you absolutely insane? Thank God I wasn't married. And he says, you said that to me so many times. We should have just done it. And she says, yeah, not interested in sharing my money. Thanks, though. He responds, so you wouldn't have to leave. You're just extremely low vibrational. What kind of guy? Like, you really just have to stop every so often reading his text and remind yourself that this is supposed to be the man. Talking about how she just doesn't have the vibe. Liz is just not vibing. If you think this has anything to do with money, clearly it does. You're like asking her for $900 for one day. It's insane. In general, it's just like insanity going on. Oh no, I'm dropping frames. I was hoping this wouldn't happen. YouTube's so annoying with that. So then it goes into negotiations about where to bring the baby. And he acts like he's participating, like he's going to meet her halfway, right? And then she gives him like a nice Airbnb. And she's like, I'll pay for the trip. Just bring the baby. And he's like, I don't know why, but I don't like it. Crying emoji. It's just like this place is low vibrational. I just can't bring our child there because it's just not the vibe, Liz. And anyway, I need $900 right now. And then he once again says we should have just gotten married. And then he said, bro, you broke up with me for good. Switzerland wasn't an option. And she's arguing about the baby not having a passport, which is causing difficulties seeing him. First time he bought the child playthings or toy for the child was 1 month ago when he tried to take my child from me. First time he bought a stroller too. So she's the one spending all the money here. And apparently at some point he had accused Liz of cheating. Go get DNA then. You can't claim he's yours until you know for sure, so don't keep holding my child hostage. And he says, you're legitimately crazy, saying there's room to speculate, thinking what if does not equal accusing. If a guy told me there was room to speculate if that's his child, I would be very angry. I think it would be a fair assumption to say he's calling you a hoe. That he's, there's room to speculate if this is my child. But he's telling her, oh, you're crazy for reacting to that. That's not crazy. Like, she's crazy for some reasons with how she carries herself and how she makes decisions, but I think it's completely understandable if a guy tells you there's room to speculate that he's calling you a hussy. Oh, look at all these people that received the membership. Bad Banner got a gifted membership. Good. You deserved it. Unlike the rest of you. The rest of you didn't deserve it. No, but thank you, Optical Canine, for gifting 10 subs. I appreciate it. And then he says, you told me it's not physically impossible. He's not. I've signed papers that he is, so please stop trying to ruin my life. I think what he means there, I don't have context, so I don't know 100%, but I think he's referring to what she just said. She's trying to play into him accusing her of cheating, or he's accusing her of cheating, so she's playing into it to get the child. And then he's saying, you told me it's not physically impossible. He's not. So unless there was something else where at some time she said that and genuinely meant it, I don't know. But, you know, she's clearly trying to play into it to get custody. And she's showing all of the things that she bought for the baby that he didn't buy. And then he tries to play into, you know, oh, well, he needs both parents type of thing. So he says, I mean, him having to leave either parent is really messed up. Connection is crazy strong right now. And she said, you should look up the effects of a mother being removed from the child. It's really damaging, but you're too selfish to even care. And he says, what do you mean? I'm sitting here right now saying he needs his mom in his life. And he feigns a lot. You'll notice this is a pattern with him. And he feigns what he's doing. He's playing stupid. I've known men that are horrible, but even smart enough to know that that's very stupid. Yeah, you sit there and talk, but don't make plans to bring him. And let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, there was one more thing, actually. So they're talking about an alternative house, and he's like, oh, well, it's cramped in there. It's cramped where her family is, where Liz's family is. So he's trying to say, well, that's why you can't have the kid. And she's like playing into it like, yeah, you know, you're right. To try to manipulate him into like convincing her to get the child. And then it kind of works a little bit, and he's like arguing with her. And then it goes into, oh, he'll let her see the kid. Really what I'm seeing over and over throughout the text. So that's basically all of that part. Oh yeah, we're back. Sorry about the connection issues, guys. It was probably because I was playing the video. But in any case, oh my god, the internet's completely out. Hello? Let's see, is it on? Anyway. Abo internet. All right, so let me catch up on some super chats. Yeah, basically the situation is insane, and she kind of made her own bed in some ways, but even so, I do feel bad that she's having to deal with somebody that's so manipulative and is trying to make her life a living hell. But I don't want to erase the accountability from her end of getting into this, of course. Anyway, MacLeod, $5. And these guys collect BMs
like Pokemon cards, while normal dudes are either in a multi-year drought or be the punching bag.
Yeah. I don't really have a comment to say to that, but thank you for the $5. And I think I'm caught up with that. Thank you though. All right, and there were a couple of things on Twitter I wanted to show as well about the situation, but for some reason I got logged out of Twitter. Hold on. That's funny. The clip about me talking about Nick Fuentes got posted. All right. Here it is. He said, you're always the one I always prayed for. Gave her a 100K ring. Got her pregnant. Wrote a whole book about loving her. Still cheated on Snapchat. So that's how women felt watching that happen. Let's see. Whoops. Didn't mean to play that. Alright, this is a sample of Liz's content. Hopefully it'll play without the internet crashing. But it's captioned, Liz is a liar and can't take criticism, save her life. Whatever, I'm not reading this.
Every single day I go online, see so many women say, money is not the most important thing. We shouldn't talk about money. We should talk about love. Delusion. You work every single day. You go to a job every single day, a 9 to 5 that pays you $2K a month. Yeah. You have maybe 2 weeks in your life free to go on vacation. You're selling your whole body for a job that tomorrow will replace you if you drop dead. You love money more than me because you're giving your whole life up for that. I love freedom. I'm willing to work smart, work smart in order to gain more money so I can be free.
So now you get an understanding of her mindset. And I think this was after the incident, by the way. So it seems to me that she still didn't learn her lesson. She's doubling down on how she got into this situation in the first place.
You have to start adapting that mentality. Stop demonizing money. Every single day I go online, see so many women say, money is not the most important thing. We shouldn't.
But yeah, that's her attitude. And the craziest thing is during their video where they talked about how they got engaged, the one where she's wearing the pink top, she had like intuitively caught on that he was cheating. She had like asked him some question. I forget what it was. But this topic came up, and this was a clip too.
Honestly, a toxic message, this thing I've seen people saying of like, oh, you can never trust a man, like never trust your husband, like he may just cheat on you, you never know. It's like, at the end of the day, the man and...
You see what I mean? This is the clip I was talking about, actually. Like, look at her eyes when he says that.
May just cheat on you, you never know. It's like, at the end of the day, the man and the woman
her body
have to
rejected that.
Trusting each other and taking that. That is what builds a good relationship.
Yeah,
it is a
course.
foundation of trust. Honestly, it's...
And he said that as he's cheating on her. Oh yeah, a good relationship is a foundation of trust. Imagine saying that. And there's another image where he posted the baby's face, and it says, I'll read it to you guys. It says, I've kept my mouth shut for so long, but honestly, I don't like this portrayal that I'm a villain while I've been full-time parenting myself while this child abandons their this person, his baby mama, Liz, abandons their child. So he's completely lying about how he's framing it, as we saw. And he said he deserves much better than that. I love him so much, and I feel so blessed to be his dad. I'm going to keep doing what's best for him. I've never spoken on this because of threats of extortion, slander, and I really don't want there to be more drama. So now he's accusing her of doing what he was doing, is what it looks like to me. But I'm really just sick of the false narrative. Wah, wah, wah. He's the victim. Then his next story says, it's too much hassle to go to Canada or Iceland or UK to be with your son, but not a hassle fly Korea or Japan to do whatever. It's also hypocritical and unaccountable. Forgive me for reaching a breaking point. Both these people, this is just insane. But obviously he's, I think I understand how she's responding because of how he's acting. There is a factor to that too. Cybertaz, $5 super chat.
Catching up at 4x, why does Stavros look like the love child of Jesse Ventura and Ron Jeremy?
Because he drank too much cum. That's crazy to watch at 4 times speed. Well, hello, past Cybertaz, hello. Anyway, I'm reading the text. All right, so this is from his end. It says from her, they will call your lawyer, he will ask who. And then Landon says, I told my lawyer I'm not coming. Oh, sorry, this is from Liz. I told my lawyer I'm not coming back and there's nothing you could do. Good luck finding my address. Dumbass. And then your lawyer will ask, you're sure you want to forfeit your rights to your son? Yes, he knows I want to. Oh, wow. And that I won't pay shit. So Liz just doesn't want to partake in the blackmailing. I think that's why she's saying this to reverse psychology him, which is understandable. That's my perspective, seeing all of the context that we have. And then he posts this. Yes, cutie, I miss you next to me. And she says, oh, yeah. Probably make a vid clearing this up, lies, manipulation right in front of your face. I be cute and shit. That was cute, like how you cared about me. Kinda cared about me. Yeah, there's a lot more text. I don't feel like reading the rest of it, to be honest with you. I think you guys get the point. So they're just gonna have to duke it out in the court system, which is unfortunate because the international lawyer is so expensive. And it seems like they're both saying that they're running out of money. It's a sad situation for the child, really. He's adamant on trying to recover that sunken 1 million. That's not gonna happen. I doubt it. Liz said he's broke, jobless, misrepresents himself, so I'm wondering how he got all the gifts as such random credit card. Maybe. I didn't even think of that. Maybe you're right. Yeah, my internet's still dropping. That's so annoying. It's on YouTube, this happens like this. It'll like hiccup for some reason. I don't really know why. If it's a setting I have, I've asked GPT about it. I've like called the internet. I've done all the things, and it's like on YouTube specifically, it starts hiccuping. On Kick, it'll just go out and then come back, and then there's no problems. Weird. But anyway, Joshua Williams, thank you, who is now the sponsor of the stream with $30. What's up, V? How are you doing? I mean, I'm a little annoyed that the internet's going out, but I'm okay. I feel like a little bit tired, to be honest with you. But I wanted to show you guys this. It's the screenshot of Styx, Hex, and Hammer. If you guys saw, we covered him getting arrested in a pirate outfit. And Hotep posted this, Bad Banner, who was in chat and got gifted a sub earlier. And he posted a screenshot, and I feel like Styx is just in a liminal space. You know, he's in the back rooms. He looks lost. He doesn't know where he is, and we don't know either. He's as lost as the tooth in his mouth. He's just gone like his tooth in a space. Him and his tooth. A liminal space. It's crazy. Look how messy it is here. Look at all the dirt here and the marks on the wall. His hair's all fucked up. Another tragic end. Server location? It could be. You might be right. Because I remember that being a problem in League when they used to have the server further away. It would fuck with your lag. And then when they moved it to the East Coast, we had like 20 ping. It was awesome. Anyway. That's the update on Styx. He's very lost. And what else was it? Oh yeah, Ashley St. Clair, she made a follow-up video. Do you guys want to watch it? This one is more like, so the last time we covered her, Ashley was simping for Hassan, and we were dunking on her for that. And she made a couple of points that I didn't agree with, like how the news would have cared more if it was a white girl than it is if it's a black guy. Meanwhile, the whole Arena Zarutska thing happened, and we spoke on that. And now she made a video about how influencers are taking money from politicians, and she goes more in depth on that. Is that something you guys want to watch? I have it downloaded, so it's not going to affect the internet. My brain's also lagging. S Cybertaz, $5. Styx, you caught up that quick? Styx looking like
Keith Richards when he appeared on the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Keith Richards. I'm searching it. Is he supposed to be like, I've never seen the movies. Is he supposed to be like the evil Jack Sparrow or something? Where was I? Go for it? Fucks it? Sure, let's go. Okay. Well, anyway, even with the lag, guys, my stream's still recording, so I always post the VODs on Patreon, so it'll be on there. Or on the VOD, it'll probably play fine. But it's higher quality when I upload the recording, because the bitrate for the, like, the settings for the recording are higher, so it like looks more high def, at least in my opinion it does, on Patreon than it does on YouTube or Kick. All right, let's see. Oh, now my downloaded videos are lagging. Isn't that
Get ready with me
something?
while I tell you
Right.
why I just turned down a paid TV spokesperson position, and I'm also just going to talk shit about Fox News as well. For those who don't know, my name is Ashley St. Clair. I was a MAGA influencer involved in MAGA politics for almost a decade. I know. Now, since coming out about some of my experiences on the right and coming out in favor of a few more progressive positions since leaving the MAGA cult, I've been offered several paid opportunities, two of which they wanted me to be a paid TV and media spokesperson for certain positions.
Yeah, I agree. The top is off topic, but I agree. The top is not very flattering. This is not the right shade for her. She should just go with stark white instead. Anyway.
That I already hold. Nonetheless, I have declined them.
So she was offered some positions to become a pundit of some sort, and she declined it.
Because I am not going to go from being a paid stooge on TV for one party and then go to being a paid stooge on TV for another one. I'm not interested in it, and there are other avenues for me and everybody else to make money.
So this kind of addresses what people were saying last stream, that she was just after Hassan for the clout, not necessarily because she's just attracted to him. But she has said, so this is the second instance. The first instance was her declining an alleged $40 million deal to get shut up money and never be able to talk about Elon again. And now she's saying she was offered job positions and she declined them. So I'm just curious what you guys think about that, about the because a lot of people are saying it's clout chasing, but she's saying she's declining money. Let's listen more.
But I am drawing the line at being paid for the words coming out of my mouth. Oh, I'm almost out of this. Since I came out explaining how these...
For me personally, I think she's doing it because of her feelings, and I also think she's doing it because she wants attention. That's just like an aspect of her personality that she is used to that, I guess. So that's what I think. I think it's for the attention aspect of it, not necessarily money motivated. Those, I know, guys, you're gonna say, but Brittany, she's Jewish. Okay, but we're on YouTube, so it's not because she's Jewish. Amy, $5, thank you.
Amy donated $5. Hi Brittany, hope your day is going well. Thank you for streaming on YouTube. I was finally able to catch you live. Love listening to your takes and commentary during my free time. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Amy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I figured I would give you guys some love here, but actually a decent amount of people did migrate over to Kick, but there always will be people who prefer YouTube. So if I have a YouTube friendly stream ready once in a while, maybe I'll pop on here, depending on how much support I get on here. Because Kick does pay pretty well for the partnership program. Joshua Williams, thank you for the 1055 super chat. $5 super chat. Looks like she's applying lotion on her face, unlike someone we know. Yeah, Pearl should watch Ashley St. Clair do her skincare routine. I can agree with that for sure. S Cyber Task, $5 super chat. Didn't she have a career where she had multiple host situations? Did Chrissy interview her too? Oh my god, not that being a marker now. If Chrissy's interviewed them, the Jer anti-Jer content was so hot. Host situations.
These MAGA influence operations work and how these MAGA influencers are paid. There has been a lot of rhetoric I've seen in my comments and amongst, you know, the general dialogue of this situation saying that, see, Democrats need to pay their influencers. We need more of a paid apparatus. And take my opinion for, you know, with a grain of salt, but I don't think the option is is to pay Democrat influencers. You need to ban the ones that are getting paid now, because this is only allowed to fester through great loopholes within our laws and regulations regarding political messaging. And I have always had this opinion about Republican media because I have had my fair share of Fox News appearances.
Look, she even went blonde to go on Fox. Is that like a requirement there? That you have to bleach your hair to get on there? Like, she's not just blonde, she is platinum blonde. Like, she got the dark black roots in contrast to that platinum blonde. This is like, I am trying to be blonde blonde. You know, it's not just oh, I want it to look natural and I want to go lighter. No, it's I am cartoonishly going blonde. I'm going bottle blonde to have the black roots come out 3 weeks later. Is that what a black bitch gotta do to get some clout around here? Oh yeah, that's right. My Becoming White stream did go pretty well. You guys did like the platinum blonde wig. That is true. She's right for that. And she was so right for that. To go platinum blonde.
And what's astonishing about places like Fox News is they really just give you a boatload of topics that you have no business talking about. They will also change these topics. There was
oh no, the dark hair obviously looks better. Yeah.
one time that I was
oh wait, I missed that.
is
sorry.
they really just give you a boatload of topics that you have no business talking about. They will also.
So the text says, take note of this is a script from Fox News, and they text her, this is the script. Basic background info. Biden plans to award a total of $3.5 billion to this tech. Biden admin invests $1.2 billion on suckers in Texas and Louisiana. The machines are huge and cost. This is so fucking boring.
Change these topics. There was one time that I was on air, and in my ear 30 seconds before we're supposed to go on air, they changed the subject and they're like, we're going to talk about something you have no business talking about. There was another time at a right-wing news organization that I walked out of the studio because I was there to speak on one matter, and right before I'm supposed to go on air, they tell me they want to talk about Ukraine, and at this point I don't even know why they're fighting. I'm not a foreign affairs expert, and
yeah, that is really something that they'll have on people and then just like spin the wheel for the topic. That is stupid. And I am glad she's talking about it, though. As I said last stream, there's some other things that really distract from her point, like when she's thirsting after Hassan, or talking about how the media only cares about white people. Like, but that doesn't mean that what she's saying here isn't true. So I'll give her credit where it's due. I am interested in hearing about this type of stuff.
Walked out of the studio. Particularly with places like Fox News, so many of these people who go on air and speak so confidently about these issues should not be speaking on these issues. And I know this because I was one of the people speaking on issues that I had no business speaking on.
And that is weird how it works.
And I know this sounds so bad. Like, I just know this is gonna sound bad.
Yeah, her face is distractingly shiny. But it's due to proper skincare. She puts a bunch of powder on later. But yes, I agree, it is a little distracting.
I went on Gutfeld's show. You walk out to the studio and it really feels like that scene from The Joker, and everything's just fake and insane, and Greg Gutfeld's like vaping in between takes on the commercial break. These people—
Not the vape, no! He's drinking water too? No!
People are all ridiculous clowns.
That's really not shocking. Like, I wouldn't be shocked to see anyone from any news organization vaping. That's something people do nowadays. I find it to be not a desirable habit, but, you know, it's like seeing someone have a drink. That's not crazy. I don't know.
Depending on what the back-end politics were going on at Fox Studios or Newsmax or what have you, there were times that I was told, hey, you know, we're not going to criticize Trump right now. We're not going to criticize this person. And they very much filter what you can and cannot say.
I think we already knew this, though. I think this has been something actually that the right has spoken out on for quite some time, and it resulted in a lot of people being banned from YouTube because they didn't follow the narrative. That's why people say the narrative. That's why that's a thing that people talk about. The news narrative, mainstream media. This is something we already knew. This isn't new. But I think she's trying to say it's new because she's saying, oh, well, Republicans also do this, and you have things that they tell you that you're not allowed to talk about. And while that may be true, and I definitely can see that being the case in general with news, like, I don't think it's impossible, right? At the end of the day, we already know that the news is BS. Like, people that are younger don't really watch the news. They watch streamers. They watch people react to things, even though some of those people are astroturfed, which, you know, it's true. Like, a bunch of clipper channels come out, and there's 1,000 Indian clipping channels on TikTok. Yeah, totally legit. People popping out of nowhere, out of thin air, and they're suddenly associating with the same other people that are astroturfing. They're astroturfing those people. But anyway.
These people who pretend to be free thinkers and the champions of free speech, they're all talking heads for...
Okay, while she's right that it comes across hypocritical when they're saying you can't talk about some things and framing a narrative in a certain way, and they're having someone on to talk about things they're not qualified to speak on, primarily the censorship in the past 10 years, that the only reason we're at the Overton window shifting to the right is because of people on the right speaking out against it and trying to uphold free speech. This is not due to the left speaking out for free speech. They were the ones that were pro, yeah, let's ban people for talking about COVID. Not all of them, but generally these were left-wing sentiments. The censorship and, you know, getting people banned offline for making jokes that were too offensive and all that. It's seriously like it's being memory hold or something.
Propaganda. And none of these people would be doing this for free, okay? This economy that we have created in which they can get paid for their viewpoints is disastrous. And if we go back to the Tenet media scandal, for those unfamiliar, Benny Johnson and a slew of other conservative talking heads were wrapped up in a federal investigation for being paid by Russia through an organization called Tenet Media. And now when this came out, people like Benny Johnson...
Okay, unrelated, but I understand why she's putting... the word escapes me right now. She's contouring her forehead because she wants to make it look smaller. So she's putting the brown on the top, and she's not wrong to do that. But I hate that, because you're like getting all your hair oil grease like from your scalp that, you know, it's supposed to be there to maintain your healthy hair. You know, Pearl, if you're watching, don't take it that far. You don't need that much oil, all right? But like, I hate that. Like, if I did that, I would be broken out all over my face for a month. If I like took a beauty blender and went in my scalp and then like rubbed it all over my face, no, it's not worth it.
Johnson and others said, we were victims. We had no idea that, you know, this money was coming for Russia. We thought they just wanted to pay us $400,000 a month because we're so smart and awesome. But what was fascinating about that entire scandal is that Benny Johnson and all of these right-wing creators claim that Tenet and, you know, Russia didn't want them to adjust their content at all. They never gave them talking points. And so after a situation like that, wouldn't you say, why does Russia like the shit I'm saying so much? Like, wouldn't that cause some introspection to say, I wonder why adversaries of the United States think everything I'm saying is perfect, no notes.
Funny, because she's simping Hassan, who's pro-Russia. That's what I'm wondering. Why is she saying this? Why is she framing it like Russia would be the place? Like, in general, of course, like, foreign money is always sus, but what a... picking that one? I don't know.
Change nothing. Because for me, you know, if Israel came to me and said, we want to give you a boatload of cash, change nothing, what you're doing is awesome, I think I would do a 180. I'd be like, what the hell have I been saying?
She's Jewish, by the way.
That Israel agrees with me. I'd disappear for a little bit, but these people don't have that introspection to even ask,
I don't know if Hassan is pro-Russia. I'm responding to the chat. I actually don't know, so feel free to fact check that.
Why was a foreign nation really interested in what I was saying on my podcast? So how do we fix some of this? I'm not sure. All I do is, ponder about my own experiences, but I think one way is a lot of these consulting firms that are paid by
like, I understand the sentiment of what she's saying, that if Israel was like, here's a bunch of money, wouldn't you question like your position on it? I get what she's saying. But the Russia example, like I didn't understand why Russia. Like, what position do they have that she so strongly doesn't like or says is a red flag? I genuinely would like to know.
Acts and campaigns, they should not enjoy any financial
Hassan's pro-Ukraine, Cuba, and CCP.
Privacy. Okay, if you are getting boatloads of cash from different campaigns and PACs and political orgs, we should be able to see all of your financials and who you're paying as well. These campaign finance transparency laws need to be extended.
You see what I mean? Now she's spreading all of her scalp oil onto her chin.
To the operators, the main operators, which are these consulting firms, which pay these influencers and other people being paid to spread propaganda, because that's what this is. And I know it because I spread the propaganda, okay? And I get a lot of questions about how I changed my views, and I'm going to do a longer form video on that soon.
The Russia thing is because of Ukraine?
What people need to understand is, again, it was a culmination over
okay,
time.
not to get super political, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm pro-Russia because of this, blah, blah, blah. Though I do like some of the movies and the food and the culture. I'm part Ukrainian, if that counts for anything. But, like, Ukraine is sending their men in to die, and then they're having a bunch of refugees. I find that very suspicious, and I'm not trusting of their president, Zelensky, at all, or whatever the fuck he is. The head of Ukraine, whatever.
Saw some of these things, they did not sit right with me right away, but what was I going to do? I was going to get out of Fox News studio at 21 years old and live stream and say it's all fake and they're all stupid. It was, there was a lot of internal struggle, and then I'm being convinced out of it by other people. And that's not an excuse for my behavior or promoting this stuff. However, there was a lot of internal conflict within my own conscience about all of this and what I was witnessing as I was witnessing it. And while publicly my positions on things like, say, the trans community may have appeared one way, in private, there were witnesses to me stating this trans panic needs to stop, and me stating that I was uncomfortable with the way
I wonder, like, I want to hear her follow-up video where she's saying she's going to talk more about what changed, because she's calling it trans panic, but I think she's going to mention the thing that she mentioned last video with the, like, having trans in Olympic sports and kind of like minimize it that way. But I think it is important to talk about if they're literally sterilizing children, because had there not been pushback, it would have gotten a lot worse.
Certain things were framed around these issues, and there are people who do know the truth about that with me. There are people who know the truth.
She's a fake bitch. She just said she was fake. Whoa!
Truth, and can say that this is not something new, that I've always held these positions, and my real harm is not articulating that publicly, because I should have. The moment that I was uncomfortable with the rhetoric that was being spread and I disagreed, I should have spoke up. And
well, here's the thing with how she acted so thirsty over Hassan, and she admitted, like, yeah, I was acting like a pick-me, I was being male-centered. It's still kind of hard to trust her judgment then, isn't? Like, if you have a history of that and you're still doing it, And you're saying, well, I only did it because like I was scared to blah blah blah. Like I don't see the change. I feel like that's sus.
I chose to have these discussions privately and try to change minds privately, which was not the right course of action. And this may be where I lose some people, but yes, we need to fight what these tech oligarchs are building. We need to fight against the technocracy. However, we also need to work on feeding the system the most honest version of humanity possible if they're going to aggregate our consciousness. What is being aggregated of what we are right now, I think is really, really dangerous.
I think an example of what she's saying would be how they're trying to pass these laws on basically that every car can just be manually stopped now. Like you could own a car and they could just electronically stop it. And that's how they want all the cars. I think stuff like that is important to bring up. So I think she is right about their control and being mindful what's going on in the flock cameras and everything. I think she is right, but it's like the messenger is her being all over Hassan and then being like, oh, I want to fuck him, so therefore you can't investigate him. Like it just... And saying, oh, well, everyone is scared of Hassan on the right, when that's just so laughable when he actively avoids debates. The only person scared of Hassan is his dog. So it's hard to take her seriously, even though here at the end she makes a good point.
The loudest inputs right now are the dumbest, stupidest, most disconnected individuals I have ever met.
And a lot of the stuff she says is also vague, so it's just easy to, if somebody wanted to be like a debate bro about it, it's just like, well, what you're saying is vague and can be applied to both sides for things, so. Anyway, thank you for the $5 as Cybertaz.
His aunts pro-Ukraine, Iran, China, Yemen pirates and anti-6-point star tribe. He's got summoned by Congress for his Cuban trip. It's gonna be legendary.
Thank you.
Baba Negraf donated $5. Hi Brittany, good to see you back on YouTube. Does this prove that most woke girl bosses are pickums deep inside? Like what you said about feminist men being misogynistic. It's a funny pattern.
I'd have to think more about that. Because there are a lot of girls on TikTok that will say they have to stop being male-centered, and why would that be such a popular sentiment on there if it weren't true, right? Because they all talk about it. Thank you for the $5.
Is that the lone cowbell in all of NYC?
I probably am the only one with a cowbell here. You're right. Yeah, that's... I guess we'll have to see what else Ashley St. Clair has to say about her changes in her political positions and social issues, where she gets more specific and maybe will articulate some of her points, because it's been very vague so far. I burped surprisingly so little for how much sparkling water I drank. I've been keeping them in. Can I do a makeup tutorial? I tried before. I tried filming one. I got so bored editing it, and also keeping the camera in the right position. It's really annoying. My routine's like, it's just so not complex. Literally, like, you follow your eye shape and you do liner, and then you tight line and put concealer under your eye, then spot correct for anywhere you need like light or to cover a pimple, and then lip tint. That's it. Oh, and the gel on the eyebrows, transparent gel to hold them in place. It's really not. I make it as simple as possible. And my most controversial thing with makeup, by the way, and a couple of girls have called me out on it. They're like, why don't you wear mascara? Like, why are your like, I have long eyelashes, but you can't really tell because of the, I purposely do the eyeliner to be noticed first, and that's intentional because it helps harmonize my eye shape versus lashes. It looks like this. Like, I have long lashes, and when I use mascara, they're like up to here. So it's just counterintuitive. Like, it makes me look like Miss Piggy when I have lashes on. I don't like it. So, and it also just adds more gunk for it to get on this part of my eye, which is really annoying because makeup really easily smudges here because of my eye shape, because I have a positive canthal tilt, and it's the way my eyes are like turned out here. That's why I have the tight line up here. But yeah, so I do some unconventional things with my makeup because I have a weird, I have weird features that aren't common. Can you tolerate tinted sunscreen in your face? Not typically. I have to go for special ones that are like for sensitive skin and not acne prone. The, what is it called? Tower 28. It's been pretty good. The one that's in the smaller tube. That's like, I think it's that purple tube. That one was actually pretty good. Where was I? But yeah, my skin is super temperamental, so I have to be really careful. That's why I don't wear a lot. It's because I can't, and also because it takes too long. No, mascara looks really cute on a lot of girls. It just doesn't look good on me. Like, if I'm going for a specific look and then I do everything correct, then maybe I can pull it off. But I think for every day, it's like, I don't want the attention to be on the what is it called? The vertical length of my eyes. I want it to be on the horizontal. That's why I'm drawing eyeliner, right? And not trying to open my eyes with lashes. I don't want them to be more open. I'd rather lean into my squinty eyes, actually. So it is deliberate. But obviously lashes are feminine, look cute on other women. I just don't want to give Miss Piggy. So that's why. All right. I pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about. But I do want to say one more thing. Fuck this guy that stole the Amazon driver that stole this household's cat. Apparently he was a neighbor too before. Like, I guess we'll hear his side. Like, maybe he's like, oh, the cat was mistreated or something. But from the looks of it, this is insane. Steal someone's cat. Not only are they stealing packages, they're stealing the cats. Can you believe it? Alright guys, I'm really hungry. I didn't eat dinner, so I'm gonna go eat dinner. Have a good night, everyone, and check out Reidstreet soap for soaps and candles that I helped design. The one burning right now is the Coffee Brick Coffee candle right here. It has a handle, so it's really easy to move around the house. I really like that about it. And we also have the What Are the Oranges For candle and the Cake Destroyer candle, which is this one. Has a cake in it. So thank you guys for supporting the stream and all of the support thus far with the candles and soaps that are, you could see over here, for example. This one has beeswax, coconut wax, fragrance oil, candle dye. So it's very straightforward. You're not going to be like choking and dying if you light the candle, if you're someone who's sensitive to normal like soy candles. So check it out. I'll leave the link in the chat. There you guys go. Thank you so much. And I also have Patreon if you guys want to support me on there, even if it's just $1.